Good evening, everyone. Today, inshallah, we have a new lesson, okay, and we have a new book. Our book today it's called The Diversity of Life, and inshallah, our lesson, chapter one, lesson one, what is life, okay, and turn on page, uh, turn to page 5, turn to page 5. Inshallah, today we will talk about what is life, our lesson. We will study what is the meaning of organism and cell and unicellular and multicellular and metabolism and stimulus and response. Okay, firstly, let's listen. If you were asked to name some living things or organisms, you might name yourself, okay? And some insects or plants, okay? But if you ask you to give me, okay, if you ask you to say to me some examples of organisms, you may say yourself, okay, it's okay, some plants and some insects, okay, but there are some organisms you don't see it like bacteria and fungi, and some viruses, okay, and all these things it's called organisms also as you, okay, why? Because all living things share some characteristics, okay, all living things have a cellular organizations, and it has a cell, okay, and contain similar chemicals and use energy, respond to their surrounding, grow and develop and reproduce. Anything it has these characteristics, it's called organism. Okay, like you and like yourself, insects, plants, all plants and bacteria, virus, all microorganisms that you didn't see it before. Okay, turn to next page, page 6, cellular organization. What is the small unit for all organisms? The small unit for all organisms is called the cell. All organisms are made up of small building blocks called cell. The cell is the small building block for all organisms. And some organisms it has one cell, and the other it has many cells. The organisms that has only one the organisms that have only one cell is called unicellular organisms, and the other organisms that has many cells or multiple cells, it's called multicellular organisms. Like a plant and animal, it's called multicellular organisms. And some organisms it have only one cell, like bacteria. Bacteria it has only one cell, so bacteria it's called unicellular organisms, and fungi unicellular organisms, and bacteria, fungi, and virus it has only one cell, so it's called unicellular organisms. Okay, and there are some materials all organisms need to grow and to stay alive. The chemical of life, the cell of living things are made of chemicals. The most abundant chemical in cells is water. Other chemicals called carbohydrates. Okay, and carbohydrates are a cell main energy source. Two other chemicals, protein and lipids, are the building materials of the cell, much as wood and bricks are building materials of houses. Uh, Finally, nucleic acids are the genetic material of cells. So all living things are made up of chemicals, and these chemicals are abundant chemical is it's called water and carbohydrates and protein, okay, and lipids, and finally nucleic acid are the genetic and the nucleic acids are the genetic materials of all cells, the chemical instructions that cells need to carry out the function of life. Metabolism. Let's listen. Okay, so organisms get energy from taking in and breaking down materials. How organisms get energy by taking in and breaking down materials is a combination of chemical reaction through which an organism builds up or breaks down materials called metabolism. What is the meaning of metabolism? Metabolism is a combination of chemical reactions through which an organism build up or break down materials called metabolism. It's called metabolism.